So my name is David Sörlund. I'm the producer for Battlefield 1 Incursions. I started out my stint in the gaming industry a long time ago now with Battlefield 2. And I've been in and out a couple of times, but yeah, I've been doing Battlefield for most of my game developer life. The history in DICE for me is the demo scene. Those guys and girls tinkering in a garage somewhere and going to these LAN parties and sort of creating something no one could believe was possible. And I think we're sort of taking that further now. And with this, I hope we do a little bit of the same thing in the gaming and competitive area, because it is a little bit like that, the days of old. Well, it started with 1942, really, which I remember I helped test their physics engine back when I was an intern at another company. And it just started with that dream of making it possible to play a lot of players with vehicles and everything, and we should make it. And they did, and then that's where it started. So Battlefield 1 Incursions is our take on competitive. So essentially looking at Battlefield and all that legacy that we have and making it work in a competitive environment. That means we need to scale it down, we need to include the vehicles, we need to make sure that it has a scoring system where you can always come back from a deficit, you can always have those epic plays, and that it's built to be watched as much as it is to be played, because it is so important that you understand as a spectator what's going on. That's sort of the key to any sport or any competitive activity. So the newest feature, we're building it based on Battlefield 1, but we are changing things, and the biggest one I would say is in-game progression, which is a system that allows us to scale your power in your role over time in the round, and that resets every round. And that's how we balance out vehicles versus the infantry, and also make sure that the roles that you pick in our kits, which is a specific set of class gameplay, is as competitive as possible, but not all encompassing. It means that if you're the revive medic or the trench surgeon, you get better at reviving because that's your core role. You don't get better at killing everyone. And it's really important then to build that team up in our draft phase, which is a new addition as well that we have before the game. And finally, I would say the matchmaker is probably the biggest improvement and difference from regular Battlefield, where you have to enter through a matchmaker, play a full game until you can play a new one. You can't join mid-round. We don't have that sort of pick-up play. I think in the progression, when you reach the final levels of your vehicle setup or your class kit, we are pushing the limits for what we normally have done in Battlefield 1. So we might give you can throw a little bit longer, you can run a little bit faster, and things like that. Otherwise, we are using what's in there, but we are severely limiting your options, because we want to make sure that your pick and your role stays your role over time. So it's not about you alone, it's about you in the team, 1/5 to win.
Ohjelmayhteistyössä mukana